Mayor,
Hey, John.
thanks for being here.
Over here.
I got you there.
Okay.
We're COVID
John?
spaced.
Yes.
John, here or there?
You're there, Nicole are. Thanks for coming.
No worries.
Thank you.
Y'all ready? All right, you ready, Mayor?
I'm ready. I stay ready, John.
Know it. Well, I'm John. I'm President and CEO of the Westside Future Fund, and we thank y'all for coming out on this beautiful day. We especially thank our mayor for taking time out to come welcome a new resident we'll hear from in a moment as part of our Home on the West Side program. I'm going to give some brief introductory remarks, and I'm going to turn over to the mayor and then the others to follow. But I first want to just start off with thanks, thanks for this beautiful day, but especially want to thank the Westside Future Fund team. The mayor, remember when she announced when we did the acquisition shortly after you were elected, this was all boarded up and didn't look like anything looks like today. So I want to thank our lead in our team, Jerry Nabadini, couldn't be here this afternoon, but the whole board of directors of the Westside Future Fund, especially our board chair, Beverly Tatum, and our real estate chair, Dave Stockert. And Joan Vernon, I think when I met first Joan, she's with the English Avenue Neighborhood Association, and we support the English Avenue Neighborhood Association that support our rezoning of this so we could deliver it like you see it today. So thanks to them. And I especially want to thank the folks that delivered this Red Clay Development, Jones Pierce Architects, and Community Construction Group. And Mayor, we're proud that 44% of the total construction is DB qualified contractors. So we're always trying to do better. And a special thanks to the donors of the Westside Future Fund that made this possible, and the folks leading our campaign cabinet, Bill Normark and Kathy Waller. So what you see coming online today is part of our Home on the West Side program that takes a lot of inspiration from our mayor, Mayor Bottoms, and her commitment to legacy families of the West Side. So through our Home on the West Side program, we prioritize families and individuals with ties to the historic neighborhoods of English Avenue, Vine City, the Yale University Center, and Ashview Heights. I know a long history with our mayor and her family. And so this includes people who live and work in the communities or have children enrolled in the Booker T. Washington Cluster, graduates of the Yale University Center, or the Booker T. Washington High School. And Home on the West Side delivers high-quality, affordable housing that's attainable to all residents, whether they rent, buy, or retain an existing residence. And Mayor, we now have 120 legacy homeowners in the Anti-Displacement Tax Fund. When the mayor was city councilor, she introduced anti-displacement legislation that led to our launching that Anti-Displacement Tax Fund. And I know you're expanding that around the city, which is terrific. We've awarded 6 families down payment assistance that layers on top of what the city and Atlanta Housing do to people into homes as part of the Home on the West Side. And the 31 families moving in here will join 150 others for high-quality affordable housing. And by affordable, and that's a really important point that I know the mayor and Eugene get, that they pay no more than 30% of their gross income for their housing. What I've learned working on the West Side, you have lots of hardworking families and individuals, but they work for lower wages, and they can't sometimes afford the market rents. And so Home on the West Side, with support from the city, closes that gap. And now as I kind of tee it up for the mayor, kind of a special thanks, because without the support of Atlanta Housing and Eugene Jones and our mayor, we wouldn't be able to deliver what we are today. Eugene, I'm nervous to say how much in total voucher support we have from you, because Atlanta Housing delivers vouchers that help underwrite the cost, and they've been terrific partners. So thank you for that. And also want to thank Terry Lee, your Chief Operating Officer, and I know our housing czar for the city, helped make this possible. But as I tee up the mayor, when she was running for mayor, she was really studying our work because she had such a commitment to the West Side. And I remember we were talking, and we had gamed out to really deliver affordability for residents, legacy residents. We thought it'd be about $100 million at the time, half public, half private. And the mayor then took that, because we said, well, if it's this neighborhood, it's probably at least $1 billion for the city. And in a very, very courageous step for a candidate, the mayor announced, and I was looking back through my notes, October 11th, I think in front of a family home in 2017, a $1 billion commitment to affordable housing. And at the time, no candidate running had any kind of a number around affordable housing. A lot of it was around 68% AMI, but that commitment is for that deep affordability, which is where so many residents are on the West Side. So, Mayor, thank you for that. And as I bring you up, I want to read your quote. No one should be forced to leave their homes because of outrageous increases in rent and property taxes. Our full-time minimum wage workers and seniors on fixed incomes are the most vulnerable. They need to know that I will be a mayor that will fight for them to stay in their homes. So, Mayor, thank you for fighting.
Thank you so much, John. When I pulled up, I said, wow, this looks amazing. And so much has changed since we were last here. I remember it was an unseasonably cold day, and we were joined by Councilmember Ivory Young. So, Councilmember Young is no longer with us physically, but I know that he is still with us in spirit. And I shared that day my family's history in this community. My family moved to the English Avenue, Vine City area around 1920 or so, and my grandmother would tell me the story of coming literally in a horse and buggy. And several of my family members had homes on Elm Street. And when the neighborhood began to turn over and apartments were being built, they moved way out of town. My grandfather said my grandmother took him to a lot on Burbank Drive, right off of MLK, and my grandfather asked her, why would anybody want to move this far out of town? And that is where my family's home still stands. And John, my mother has gotten the bright idea that she wants to move back into that home as she's riding around looking at the redevelopment. But that is really what we envision, and John is not giving himself enough credit for the inspiration, being the inspiration behind the $1 billion commitment to affordable housing. And I remember talking with John going, do you really think we can do it? I don't want to commit to anything that we won't be able to make happen. And John said, I know we can do it. And so here we are. I know that we are over 500 million in with locally controlled public funds, and I know we are way past 500 million on the private side. And so this is what happens when you dream big. And to walk through the apartment with Nicole and her beautiful daughter, and just to see their faces full of excitement, I tell you, I wish we had a picture next to us of what this looked like. And as I was driving over here, I was thinking of my fond memories of this area when I used to take ballet over at John F. Kennedy Middle School. And I was severely pigeon-toed, and I never could make it to Point. So as I was driving over, I was thinking maybe in addition to the $1 billion in affordable housing, because John, with your help, it seemed real easy for us to get there, that maybe I could go back and try and do Point now that, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it or not. But thank you to Eugene Jones, our COO, our CEO for Atlanta Housing. When I met Eugene and interviewed Eugene, I knew that his personality would fit perfectly with Atlanta, because he was coming from Chicago. So I knew anything that we threw at him in Atlanta would pale in comparison to whatever it was that he had accomplished in Chicago. And he has not disappointed me. And to all of our partners, this is really what Atlanta is about. It is still this place where these dreams that seem impossible are able to take form. So I also want to acknowledge Carmen Chubb, our Chief of Staff, who has a tremendous heart for affordable housing, and in large part based on the work that she did at the state for more than half your life, I'm sure. And also LaShondra Burks, our Deputy COO, and so many others. I can't express just how full I am and just how happy I am that this is here for families like Nicole's families to enjoy. So Nicole, with that, I know that you are coming up next to share more about what this means for your family. And John, let's find some other ribbons to cut and some other projects to announce, because this is what it's all about. Thank you.
keep it on. First off, I want to thank Westside Future Funding, Raising Expectation, Mayor Keisha Lansbottom. It's been a long road for me and my kids. I've been in Magnolia Park for 14 years, and I just think that I deserved a new start. Being there and coming here, like, this is my home for me and my kids. So I don't have to wonder no more.
Good.
And I feel so good that my little ones got somewhere to call home. I'm so blessed and I'm so excited about my new place, y'all. I want to thank Taylor Made. I want to thank Miss Kathleen. Thank y'all.
Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you, Mayor, for that nice compliment you gave me. I would think that you would have had a coat on because I know it's a little chilly for you guys here.
That's why I have on the scarf.
Something funny, I can't take off this mask because I know if I take it off to tell you that I lost a crown on my front tooth, you guys are not going to get me like that. Not on TV. I want to thank you all for you all being here, especially John, and our future residents and so forth. But on behalf of the Board of Commissioners, Dr. Chris Edwards, our board chair, and my wonderful staff, this is what is going to happen all year. And I promised the mayor that we're going to start doing these ribbon cuttings. Next one's probably going to be Herndon, so gear up for that with our senior development. But these are the things that we believe in when we have the support of the mayor on One Atlanta. If you go in and look at these units are far better than anything on the private sector, ladies and gentlemen, and you have to agree. And to build a community like this and to bring a different type of neighborhood and a flavor in this neighborhood is an awesome task for John and anyone else in this beautiful city. The mayor is going to do more than what you think that she can do, and we're going to make sure that we honor what her wishes are to provide more affordable housing, great housing, just not any sticks and bricks, but also the social services that come with that, and with our collaborative partners, with Westside Future Fund, the mayor, and all the other collaborators in this city. I just want to say, on behalf of my staff, I just want to say thank you. We have been working with the mayor's staff, Carmen, Terry Lee. I stole over from the mayor's office. I had to beg the mayor can I have Terry to come over? And she's just been great and so gracious, and we're all working this together, and it's a team. And I just can sit here all day long, but I'm getting a little chilly today. But I want to say thank you. Great development, great opportunity, and let's do more. And thank you very much. Okay.
You did great.